Hi, and welcome to the second episode of the forREAL podcast. This is your host Ghassan and Nikola speaking.
And I'm the co-host, Nikola Plavšić.
So today we're going to be talking about Oppenheimer, the movie that's been taking the media by storm.
Yeah, that was a really good movie, don't you agree?
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
So the movie premiered in July 2023. The movie was about the American physicist, Robert Oppenheimer. He was working the Manhattan Project. And he was the director of the Los Alamos Laboratory and was responsible for the research and design of an atomic bomb. He is often known as the father of the atomic bomb, which was the bomb that bombed Hiroshima in World War II.
And later on Nagasaki too.
Yeah, in Nagasaki as well. So you said that it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
Talk to me about it.
I mean, it was fast paced.
Yeah.
Right. It was deep, very emotionally
Very,
deep, and there was a lot of lots of emotion, lots of love that Christopher Nolan portrayed this time in his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about the love,
Yeah.
it was his first R-rated movie in 20 years.
Really.
After his movie in 2002, Insomnia. All the movies after that were PG-13.
Really.
Yeah. And
So he took a turn with this one.
yeah, and he also said that this was his first time portraying love that strong in one of his movies.
Yeah. I thought it was very, very different for him to do that. I didn't see that in Inception. I didn't see that in Interstellar.
Yeah.
It was definitely something new.
Yeah, it was something new and it was something rare.
Yeah.
And some other thing that rare that he did in that movie is that he wrote the script in first person. So like instead of saying in the script, and this is one of the actors, I'm not sure who it was, but he said it was written in first person, where instead of saying Oppenheimer walked to the room, it was written I walked into the room.
Yeah.
In first person.
It was in Oppenheimer's perspective. Yeah, I heard about that. But I also heard how he like separated the two perspectives with like colored scenes and black and white scenes.
Yeah.
What was about that?
Yeah, people thought that the black and white scenes were Straw's perspective or Straw's scene, but there's something that they forgot is that he was in a colored scene in the beginning. So what was
was he?
Yeah, for I think just one scene.
Got it.
So what was the black and white scene about? So it turns out that what he did was the black and whites were objective and they were from a different perspective. So when he wrote the movie, the color scene was just Oppenheimer's perspective, but then the black and white was like what the media were saying and just the story that's not maybe 100% true. Yeah. But it's just what other people's perspectives.
So basically, like in simple terms, the colored scenes were first person, Oppenheimer's point of view. Yeah. And black and white scenes were third person about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, they were objective.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. I was a little confused about those two differences because it would switch over back and forth a lot.
It was confusing, yeah.
Yeah. And do you know how Christopher Nolan got the idea for this movie? Because it's such a new type of storytelling that he hasn't done in a while. Yeah,
so actually how he got the idea of Oppenheimer, it was near the end of filming his previous movie, which was Tenet. And
that movie was also really good.
And who was starring for Tenet? Robert Pattinson. And he gave Christopher Nolan a bike containing Oppenheimer's speeches as a gift. And that book which drove Nolan to make a biobook about the legendary physicist.
So what you're saying is Nolan got the idea from Robert Pattinson.
Well, I wouldn't say he got the idea, but I think it was inspired by Robert's gift that he got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he must have given some of the profits to Robert Pattinson from this movie, yeah?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure if that's how it works, but I guess he kind of deserves it.
Yeah. It was a really good movie, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the movie? Like,
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. I really did. And it's one of the movies that I felt like I had, like, there were so many questions I had, and like I felt like I need to watch it again, and it's really rare for me. I'm never a kind of guy that kind of likes to watch a movie more than once, but this was
especially back to back, right?
Yeah. But this movie, I'm like, I can't watch another movie again until I watch it again. I need to understand it 100%.
There were some things that were a little confusing, like
a lot.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, first of all, Rami Malek's character. I don't know what's his name.
David Hill.
David
honestly,
Hill, yes.
I didn't get that the first time. I had to do some research afterwards. About the journalist.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of weird because at first when I saw the movie, I was like, why would he bring such a big actor like Rami Malek and make him a second character that didn't have any lines?
Yeah.
But then at the end, he just started going in the court.
I know. Yeah.
And just like it was such a big, like really big plot twist maybe in the end.
Yeah.
So but I still don't know what his character was.
Yeah. So I will have to give you a backstory on a couple of characters, right?
Okay,
especially Oppenheimer and Louis Strauss.
Yeah.
Those are the two main characters.
Yeah.
That I would say that would also surround David Hill and his testimony.
Yeah.
Against Louis Strauss. And so Oppenheimer, the backstory of him, he was the lead.
Yeah.
For the Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
And they needed to produce an atomic weapon before the Germans, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
And he was super eager to develop it. He wanted the Nazis to be put to end, given his Jewish background.
Yeah.
Right. And he didn't know how to use it though. He was undecided about that.
Yeah.
And because of his sympathies with the Spanish Civil War and the communists,
yeah.
he sided with the communists. So he was known as when he was a professor, he was known to be a communist sympathizer.
Yeah. Also, his wife was a communist as well.
Yeah. His wife. You're right. Yeah. So it raised a lot of questions, especially when you're leading a top secret government project.
And his brother, I remember.
His brother was also a questionable. Suspect in the movie, and so he was later accused of being a communist sympathizer, and he was accused of delaying the naming of Soviet agents.
Yeah.
And they accused him of opposing the building of the hydrogen bomb or the H bomb.
Wow.
Which could give the Nazis an advantage, right?
Interesting.
And I mean, Oppenheimer eventually won that case after that accusation by Louis Strauss, who we're going to talk about today. He eventually won the case, but he lost his security clearance in the process. So he wasn't allowed to access or be a part of any more top secret projects that could lead to the development of the H-bomb, for example.
Wait, let's just go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Who exactly was Louis Strauss? I know he was played by Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of weird because, to be honest, at first I thought that he was helping him. And then after the film, I asked you, and turns out that no, he was actually against him.
Yeah, I know. From the very beginning, I really thought that he was there to help Robert Downey Jr.
He was nice. He gave him a house, a job.
Yeah, he was very encouraging. Yeah. But he felt betrayed by Oppenheimer for some reason, even though Oppenheimer was actually betrayed by him. But let me get into that. So, a backstory on Strauss, right? Yeah. He was appointed into the Atomic Energy Commission, the AEC, as mentioned in the movie, by President Truman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he strongly advocated for the development of the H-bomb when Oppenheimer and his colleagues rose it as a possibility to make. So the H-bomb is thousands of times stronger than the atomic bomb as seen in the movie and the one that was used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And so obviously the government will want their hands on one, right? Because that could do a lot, right? It would be very powerful.
Yeah.
But Oppenheimer was very opposed to making one because he wanted the atomic bomb to be the first and the last. He wanted that to show everyone how much damage they could do to the world and try to convince other countries to not develop such a big weapon.
Yeah.
So he wanted to stop the production of atomic weapons and share information with the public, but Strauss was against that. Okay? And Oppenheimer, he did humiliate Strauss in a couple of press conferences.
Yeah, I remember.
And I
that.
guess Strauss took it to heart.
He took it way too hard.
Yeah, he took it to another level. And so he wanted to make Oppenheimer pay. It was kind of like petty revenge.
Yeah, by suing him that hard?
No, not suing him.
Wait, what happened?
It was like defamation. He wanted to bring Oppenheimer to the ground, right?
Just because he humiliated him.
Yeah, just because he humiliated him. Yeah. And Strauss thought that Oppenheimer was turning all the scientists in the Atomic Energy Commission against him.
Yeah.
So Strauss became chair of the AEC, and he continued to advocate for the production of the H-bomb, of course, because, well, he wants to be the leader. He wants the U.S. to be the leader of these huge and destruction like weapons, right?
Yeah.
And he accused Oppenheimer of being a communist, given his past.
Yeah.
And a spy, so he could put down Oppenheimer's efforts and shut him out or shut him up.
Yeah.
And but if it weren't for David Hill, Rami Malek, Strauss would have become the U.S. Secretary of Commerce.
Wow.
And he would have continued the military production of the H-bomb in secrecy, and Oppenheimer would have stayed in exile.
Wow.
So
that was, first of all, that was a really big accusation from Strauss.
I know.
The fact that he accused him of being a spy against his own country.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
I know.
Like, you don't want to mess with that kind of guy.
Especially because Strauss had a lot of power at the time.
Yeah.
So it was hard to put him down. But if it weren't for David Hill, Rami Malek, for everybody else to understand, he would have went through with it. And Oppenheimer probably wouldn't have been in the history books, to be honest.
And I think it's really interesting the fact that how Rami Malek in the film, he didn't really have that big role in terms of lines. Like, he had maybe throughout the whole film, he didn't have any line, maybe just one. Then at the end, he just came with like 3-4 lines, and
he changed the whole thing.
He just gave us the biggest plot twist.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fascinating because at first when I saw him on screen, I was like, why is such a big actor, such a big name like Rami Malek, a guy that won an Oscar, brought up for a small character? He was
pretty much like an extra. He was like an extra at first.
He was just a journalist that Oppenheimer bullied in the movie. And then he just came up in court and he just gave us like information. It was like, you know what? No, he's innocent, blah blah blah, and just gave us such a big plot twist. And I think that's amazing.
He had a great performance at the end. It really like changed the course of the movie. Yeah. But, like, can you give me a little bit of like his backstory? At the moment in the movie, I didn't really catch like what did he do? Why was he there? You know?
Yeah. So first of all, he played the character David Hill. So David Hill was actually collaborating in the Manhattan Project as a physicist with the atomic bomb.
So he wasn't just a journalist.
He wasn't just a journalist. He was actually a physicist.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something I didn't really know until I read about it.
I know.
Like, I thought he was just a journalist. And actually, after he testified, what he said resulted in Oppenheimer being proven innocent. And
well, not just innocent, right? He basically cleared Oppenheimer's name. He
cleared,
he also he kind of canceled Strauss.
Yeah, right? he actually did cancel Strauss, and that got Strauss really stressed out. We all saw that. And actually, after he testified, because he was proven innocent, that resulted in President Lyndon
B. Johnson?
Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson awarded Oppenheimer with a prestigious science award. But still, that didn't clear his security. Like,
it didn't give it back?
It didn't give it back, yeah. So even after he was proven innocent, he was still with security restrictions, and I think there were some things that he couldn't do yet.
Yeah.
But still, what David Hill did was he really.
It was legendary.
Yeah, it was legendary.
It was really cool.
Yeah, he helped Oppenheimer a lot, and I think that's so great. And I really liked how Christopher Nolan just gave us that kind of big plot twist, because we know nobody ever thought that such a character, like a small character in the movie, would do something so big.
Yeah.
So I think that's something really.
He kind of like popped out of nowhere. He also was he even in the beginning of the movie? His first appearance was like
him with
halfway through with the clipboard, right?
And Oppenheimer's like slapped it out.
Yeah, so it was like the disrespect, right?
Yeah, so
and then all of a sudden you see him at the end, and he's such an important character all of a sudden.
Like, he was bullied by Oppenheimer, but at the end he was the only one that defended him.
It was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
But it was a little confusing at the time.
Yeah, it was.
But you just have to do your research.
Yeah, I think with Oppenheimer, you can't watch it without doing research before and after the film.
Yeah, even doing research before, you're not going to get the whole story.
Yeah, like we did a lot of research now, and I still see that I still want to see
I still need to watch it again.
I still need to watch it again, yeah. And also, so, let's talk about production, because I think that's something really fascinating. We've talked a lot about characters, we talked a lot about the story, but let's bring the fact that he did not use not 1% of CGI in the film.
Really?
Not one. You see those bombs?
Not like the bombs weren't either?
You saw those bombs that scared you out of the seat?
Yeah.
Those were real.
Wow. Okay.
No CGI whatsoever, even though he could do it. And it would probably be as awesome as a movie.
Yeah.
But he decided that no
he
CGI.
wants it realistic. I mean, I guess he's proved us. He proved that in the last of his movies. Interstellar had a. I mean, there was a lot of CGI in Interstellar
because it was in space.
But it looked so realistic.
It looked realistic, and he tried as much as he can to not put a lot of CGI. Right. So that's interesting and amazing.
I did hear in some for some of the scenes.
Yeah.
There were some scenes that just he wasn't capable of doing on a large scale.
Yeah.
So like, some of the large scale, like bombings or large scale scenes that were in the movie that were very abstract, very cool.
Yeah.
He did it on a very small scale.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Like with a camera? Like a small camera?
Like small camera, small scene.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a very small set. I think I saw an interview where he said he did things on like a microscope level.
Wow.
Yeah. So like a much smaller set, but he portrays it as such a big event. Wow. I think that was really cool.
That was awesome. Yeah. And some people say that he actually used a nuke bomb in the episode, which is fake. No. When I saw the movie and I saw that big bomb, I was like, all right, that's gotta be a nuke bomb. Christopher Nolan brought an actual nuke bomb to make the movie. Turns out that no, it was a nuke bomb, but it looked like it.
Well, I mean, he did it good.
He gave us the experience, and that's what we wanted, really. Yeah. Also with the black and white scenes, so he used IMAX camera because he wanted the movie to be portrayed on IMAX,
top notch.
Yeah. And there were no IMAX cameras with black and white. So what did he do?
What did he do?
Well, first of all, we're just gonna say this.
Yeah.
He does not need to make the objective scenes black and white, but he was like, I need to do it black and white. So he built a whole camera, an IMAX camera with black and white, just for those little scenes.
Black and white films.
Black and white films. Wow. So there was
that's the extra distance.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, to be honest, like now I think it's really interesting, but at that time, I think that was it really necessary to do all that hassle just for the black and white? But he was really into it, and he was like, no, I want to make it black and white. And that's interesting. That's amazing from Nolan.
Even though it was a little confusing understanding why the black and white.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of sucked a little bit, probably on his side.
Yeah.
But it was that's really cool. That's a cool fact.
Yeah.
And like, what was the box office? I mean, such a good movie must have had a good box office return, right?
So actually, when we're talking about budget, this was actually the first big budget movie without Warner Bros. Because he's always been working with Warner Brothers. Uh-huh. But there has been leaks of beef with him and Warner Bros.
We like beef.
We love beef. We love drama. So he said that he called HBO Max the worst streaming service. And it led to...
are they partnered with Warner Bros?
I think so, yeah. I mean, that's why he said it. And
so
it led to him leaving Warner Brothers and working with their rival, Universal Pictures, to make his new film, Oppenheimer. And what did Warner Brothers do?
What did they do?
They released Barbie the same day.
Barbie! Oh my God.
Barbie the same day as Oppenheimer. I don't know why, but...
Do you know what Barbie did in the box office?
No.
Like, okay. Oppenheimer is a great movie.
It was an amazing movie.
Amazing movie.
Amazing
movie. And some people might say differently because the box office numbers don't lie.
What happened? Please tell me this, please.
Oppenheimer made $100 million profit. So off of the $100 million budget, they made $200 million in the box office worldwide.
And how many
Roughly
days?
$200 million.
And how many days?
Today's July 26th, so 6 days.
So in 6 days, they made more than double the profit.
Yeah, which is really good.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
Yeah.
However,
what?
Barbie came out on the same day, 6 days ago.
Yeah.
And they're at 470 million worldwide.
Are you for real?
I'm being for real.
No way. No. Fact check that.
It's right there.
There's no way. Barbie made... Wait, what? So wait, Oppenheimer made 220 million. And Barbie made how much? 400 and what?
470. Wait, hold on.
There's no way.
Yeah, it's...
Wait. There's no way. How can... It's so weird. Wait.
Oh, okay. I mean, still, the budget for Barbie was 145 million. That's
okay.
That's higher than Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But that's the return on that is
okay,
so
so
crazy.
Wait, just to get this. Okay, so Oppenheimer used 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And in 6 days they got 220 million.
Yeah.
So that is 120 million profit.
Yeah.
And Barbie, how much was their budget?
145.
145, and they made
150, and they made almost 500 mil.
That's not even.
That's crazy.
Wait, what?
It's crazy.
And that and that's worth. Barbie hasn't been released in the Middle East yet.
Wait, no.
People were saying that the movie was boring. It was too
come
long.
on.
There were too many conversations. And there were too many. There wasn't action in the movie. And I posted another video replying to them because I got angry. I got pissed off.
I would too.
So I said, first of all, this is not an action movie.
Yeah. No.
So why do you want action? Second of all, there was action, but the action wasn't visual.
This is a drama movie.
No, but wait, there was action, but it wasn't visual. Like, people think that action is just shooting and just dead people on the ground.
Yeah.
But no, I think the action was all with the conversations that happened.
It was emotional. It was an emotional action. It was a drama.
Action.
It was a drama.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they pissed me off, and they were saying, "Oh, Barbie's a better movie."
I don't know what they were expecting. Did you watch the trailer?
Bro, I'm so pissed off. You don't even understand.
I'm pissed off looking at these numbers. I mean, I didn't watch Barbie.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Barbie since I haven't watched it yet. But I just would have thought Oppenheimer would have blasted through the box office.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I think that's what makes Oppenheimer so great. Because the fact that not everybody likes it just proves that it's really, what's the word? It's deep.
It's deep. It's not for everyone to understand.
It's for mature people.
Sod.
It's for
Sod. Yeah.
Shout out to Sod.
Shout out to Sod. He only understood about 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, a specific 15 minutes. Just for information, we're talking about one of our friends that watched the movies with us.
Yeah.
But I think it's a mature movie.
Yeah.
It's deep. A lot of people don't like that. It's long.
It is what it is.
And actually, it's the longest movie Nolan has made.
Yeah. We can be pissed off camera, but for you guys, we won't.
Yeah. I'm respecting the camera now because there's so many things I want to say, but I'm respecting the camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys have any opinions, any hate you want to put in the comments,
please
leave it down below.
Please do, yes.
Yeah.
Follow us on our socials. We will post a lot of clips there. We're gonna post a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah. What's our Instagram handle again?
@forRealPod, and for TikTok it's @forReal.pod.
All lowercase.
Yes, and it's gonna be in the link below if you guys can't find it.
Yep.
Our podcast has been all over all the platforms. It's available in Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, very soon in Apple Podcast.
Yep.
Maybe in a week or so.
Let's hope. Cross our fingers.
Hopefully, yeah.
And if you guys have any recommendations for us about future podcasts, please leave it down in the description, or you can contact us over Instagram on @forRealPod and let us know what your ideas are. We're open to anything.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we'll see you when we see you.
Hopefully very soon.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See you.